All right, Tim, we're on. That's it. Oh shit! You switched to night mode, dude. That's creepy. I like it.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on, get the light back on.
No,
It
no, no.
shuts off
Leave,
automatically here.
leave it off. Leave it off. Looks creepy. Oh, I don't know. Leave it on. I don't know. Whatever, dude. That looked crazy. That's perfect for like Halloween. It's creepy.
Right, bro? Fuck that, bro. We should do another one on Halloween.
Dude, I was thinking about doing like episodes on Halloween talking about like freaking like ghosts and stuff. That'd be kind of cool.
I saw a ghost in China, actually.
Dude, hold on. We're gonna have to save that one. You're gonna have to say, or
I
you know
saw
what?
it.
You know what? We might need a teaser actually for freaking. Let's hear it.
Or if you want, I could just tell you.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right, so this is past like where we were in the last storyline, but this was all right. No joke, bro. On my fucking life, may I drop dead if I'm lying about this. Every fucking word I tell you, bro, is the fucking truth about this. You're willing to take my word for it? It's pretty fucking weird. So, what ended up? It was basically July. It had to have been. It was 2015. It was July 2015.
Oh fuck. Let me see. We're getting technical audio. Shit. Hold on, hold on. You're breaking up. We're gonna switch to. God. We're gonna have to switch. We're gonna have to switch. There it is. We got hit.
I was friends with, and I
Wait,
should've-
wait, wait,
I
wait,
should've-
wait, 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 wait.
And
Hold on, hold on. We got hit. We got hit with the. You got cut out. Hold on a second. Oh god. Oh, there you go. Light it up. So, bring it back. We lost you. I didn't hear any of that. I heard that
all right, so
2015. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So basically, it was fucking July 2015. I'll make it short in case we break up, but I was living with two other people at the time, friends. And one night, I came back home from the bar. I was really. We came out. We had a night out. So I was sleeping on her couch because she slept on her bed. The roommate slept on the other bed. So I was like sleeping on the couch for that summer. Um, so fucking one night, her dog would sometimes like sleep right by me. I remember, so basically, like one night, I was like, it literally, like I was just sleeping, and out of nowhere, it just felt like someone was looking at me. You ever got that feeling like, you're being looked over? Maybe your mom would do when you were a kid or something. You knew she was there, and I kind of gradually woke you up. I don't know if you had that feeling.
Yeah, absolutely. I have that all the time.
So basically, I knew a person was there, right? And sometimes the roommate would get mad if I came home drunk. She didn't like my drinking, so I thought like she was just gonna try to give me shit. But it wasn't a roommate at all. So I fucking wake up, I turn around, and it's a fucking Chinese girl. Now I've never seen this girl before, and I thought she was either friends with the roommate or one of the cousins, because she had cousins coming over around that time. So I just thought it was one of the cousins, and I didn't think they'd be there that early. So I fucking wake up, and I'm just like, oh shit, like, hi, I'm Tim. So this regular Chinese girl, she had to have been, you look really young, like a really young Chinese girl. She didn't say a word. Oh, that's how true it is. This is
Oh
coming
my
around.
god. Dude, what?
No, no
That's
joke, bro. Look,
creepy.
so she doesn't say a word to me. I'm just like, hey, I'm Tim, because I thought that was the cousin. And I'm just like, hey, I'm Tim. I'm Dawn's friend. Her name was Dawn, the other girl. So she just stares at me like this with a blank fucking stare, bro. And then she just walks right into the curtain and disappears. That's all it was. And I just stood there in complete shock. Like my body would not fucking move for like it was probably a minute, but it felt like a whole 10 minutes. I'm just sitting there fucking paralyzed. I'm like, no. I kept thinking. So I fucking stand up. I walk to the curtain where she was at. I tiptoed there, bro, because I was so fucking scared. I like tiptoed there, and I remember my heart was beating mad fast. I'm like, I was gonna fucking open this curtain. Like, oh fuck. I fucking opened the curtain and nobody is there. There's no way for a person to physically walk past that. But I fucking saw her with these two eyeballs that you're looking at right now, bro. I fucking saw her walk right through that curtain.
Did you okay? And did you mention it to Dawn? Did you talk to her about it?
Dawn wasn't. I went to Dawn's room first, and she wasn't home. I guess she slept over the boyfriend's house because she would sleep over the
Yeah.
boyfriend's house sometimes. So the other girl that was home, the other roommate, I won't say her name.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the other roommate. because she factors into a lot of the stories I have, so I don't want to say her name.
Yeah.
But so anyway, the other roommate, let's just say, I walk into her room and I wake her up, and the dog came with me, of course, as it usually does, and I woke her up, and then she's like, "What?" And I just told her what happened. Like she saw how fucking scared I looked. She's like, "What happened?" Like,
Whoa.
so I thought she fucking sat down with me. We lit up a cigarette, and fucking she just I told her everything that happened, and she's like, "Come on." Like she didn't believe me. I'm just like, I fucking just saw that. Like I literally, this girl just stared at me and walked right through the fucking curtain. Like I saw what I saw. To this day, bro. To this day, I maintain I saw what I fucking saw. I don't know if that was like a double dream or maybe like a dream within a dream, or maybe that was a ghost. But you opened the curtain and there's just a window and then the fucking like air and the skyline. You know what I mean? That's the way the apartment was built. There's no fucking way. There was no porch.
So what did she say? What was her take of it? Did she have any, like, did she have any sightings as well? Did she say anything like, dude, I saw the same thing, or like anything like that? Like in this place that you're renting, did you talk to like the landlord or the previous owners? Because a lot of places where you hear that, I'm tearing up. I get freaked out by stuff like this. Sometimes there's like a person that like killed themselves or something like that in the place. You never know.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but to this day, I remember that girl's face. I'll tell you exactly what she looked like. She had to have been, I'm not a tall person per se, but, she's like this height. Like, she's literally up to probably this part of my arm in height, at least.
Yeah.
She wore like this, the way the Chinese girls dress is a little bit weird and different. Very, like, white dress, white, high.
Your basement connection is. Oh, wait a minute. Your basement connection is cracking up. Only goddamn Texas. We're gonna have to switch to audio. I can't do this to the viewers. Let me see. Let me see. You're breaking up. Hold on,
I don't
dude.
know
Hold on.
what the fuck it
Yo,
was.
let's switch
I
it.
told people about it before.
I'm switching to. We're gonna switch to audio. You got that? We tried it twice. It's not working. Let's switch it to. Let me see. Oh wait, that's my camera. Sorry. Are you able to turn yours off now? There we go. I think, right? Yep. We got it.
I know.
Yep. All right. Hold on. Give me a second. I'm hiding it. Let's get this one. Just goddamn TV now. Okay. You can continue now, sir.
Well, that's basically the end of the story, though. That's literally, bro, all that happened.
No.
I
But
thought about it.
but what I wanted to ask about it was like you were talking about how she was dressed. Was she dressed? Because there's clues. Listen, you can unlock secrets like this. You might be skipping over some really important details. For example, you're like, oh, she was wearing this Chinese dress, but this Chinese dress might have been like, you know what I mean? It's like if I'm telling you about a girl who wore a Victorian dress, this is an old ghost. This is an old spirit. This bitch is like from the 1800s. You know what I mean? Or was it like the stuff she was wearing was like, like freaking the today's style, today's fashion, or was it like old school? You know what I mean? She had like fucking wooden galoshes or some shit.
No, bro. She wore like any white summer dress that a normal everyday girl in today's fashion world, if you want to call it, would fucking wear.
Okay. And what was
If
the?
she,
Sorry.
sorry,
No. Go ahead.
if she did die, it had to have been very recent.
Okay. And what
That's
was the
I,
take? And what was the take of the roommate? Was she just like, you're drunk, like you smell like booze, you fucking pissed your pants? Not that you pissed your pants, but I'm saying it's like, like, oh, you're drunk, dude, whatever. You know what the hell you're talking
I
about?
actually did the month before.
You did? Okay, so you see.
Dude, we were in this bar. I was so fucking smashed, bro, that I didn't remember. But someone told me they're like, you would dance on on top of the fucking tables. We in this one bar we would go to, people would do that all the time. That was normal. The foreigners would get crazy.
Yeah.
They dance on the tables. The Chinese people just leave while we do it. And that happened all the time in that bar. Now, I'll get into that when I get to the Wuhan saga. But fucking one night the guy that I was with told me, he's just like, you were dancing on the fucking table, and I just saw, because I was wearing like a light green shorts, kind of like cargo-ish, and he says like the wet just started to spread throughout your leg and leak down, like, you know what I mean, like from even the shape of it could tell it was pee. It was just like all wettish and then going down.
Dude, but that's the nice thing is like you were so drunk you didn't even care. You know what I mean? If anything, it cooled you down. Plus, you didn't have to use the bathroom now. Win-win.
Exactly. I saved myself a trip.
Yeah, exactly. So, but
But
but this ghost thing. So there's no. That's it. That's where it ends. You woke up. You saw the chick. She went through the window. You tried to chase her, and you opened it up, and it was a window looking out into the city.
well, actually, I take that. I take that because my memories usually come back more as I talk about this. There was actually a porch. It was a
Well,
small porch, but you would if you opened up the curtain. It's a tiny little porch. Like if she were there's no way I wouldn't have seen her. I mean, half the porch was taken up by a laundry machine. You know, you couldn't really chill in that porch. You know what I mean? And there's nowhere for her to go. Is what I'm trying to say. Like if I opened the curtain and nobody there.
and do you know if there's like a lot of superstition beliefs in like superstition and like ghost stories and stuff in China? Is that like a big thing, believing in spirits and stuff?
Oh yeah, big time. It is huge in their
Hmm.
culture. You know, every year there's a festival. I think there's a ritual they do during the New Year. What they do is you'll see people sweep the streets. They'll take these big ass brooms and they'll start sweeping all the dust out of there, and then. And they'll even start, and that's the reason they like firecrackers too, because at that time of the year, they're cleansing everything of spirits. You know, they're putting festivities to kind of calm the spirits down and ease them up so they're not too mad about having to leave. And you know, like the New Year festival, that's part of it too, like to get the spirits out. They believe the spirits are everywhere. It's kind of like a dirty house for them. You know, like you let it build up a little bit, but when it gets too much, you wash it. It's kind of like that with that festival. Like it was, you would sweep everything and put festivities and fireworks, and that would get the spirit. And then you put the incense, of course, too, and that gets the spirits to want to go away, and then they don't feel too bad about having to leave. You know, kind of like asking your friend, "I like you, bud, but you got to leave." You know.
Hmm.
But spirits are a huge thing in China, and that made me think when that happened to me. I'm like, wonder how the whole ghost Chinese thing is real. So I even asked people about ghosts, about that kind of stuff. There's a lot of superstitions over there. I know in Japan they believe that there was some people believe anyway that if a person dies like in a really fucked up way, they can come back as a ghost and until they can't really leave until they like get you back. Like call them I think a type of vengeful spirit.
And all their I forgot what they're called, but a lot of those like cool looking tattoos, they're all like demons and like ghosts and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? The Japanese ones, like the cool
Yeah.
like devil looking ones and stuff. They're all like I forgot there's like a word for it or something, but I was looking into those, dude. They're sick. It's like all like ghosts and demons. I know like in Japan it's big, yeah, but I like yeah I didn't know in China. So, but you were saying you were asking people in China about the ghosts and stuff. What were they saying?
Well, here's the thing about that though. In the type of communist system that they had, at least when Mao first took power, he tried to get rid of all superstition because superstition was a huge thing in China like forever. And you know, communist rule is still pretty strong. So it's kind of the party's rule is still very, very strong. So I feel like people are afraid to come out and say it, but I feel like deep down, because they told me openly, like, "Oh no, you probably just saw that. You were probably just drunk. You were probably just dreaming." But the way they looked at me when I said that, I feel like they knew deep down that they're out there, and they just can't talk about it. Yeah, that was the hardest part about talking to Chinese about sensitive things like superstition or their politics or whatever. Like, they either say nothing about it or they'll say something that is obviously kind of a lie. You know what I mean? I feel like they can't freely talk about it, so you never really get an answer out of them.
Hmm. No,
That
that makes
was
sense.
a huge experience for me in China because like I thought about that really hard too. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I remember the day after it happened, I didn't go to work. I called out. I didn't talk to anybody. I went out to a place
The
I was
ghost you called out.
I did at night at the go. 'Cause I was supposed to go to work, actually, and good thing I didn't. I was hungover shit, but I was always going to work hungover anyway. But that wasn't the issue. The issue was is like I said to myself, I'm seeing a ghost. I gotta take a fucking break.
Hmm.
And I just walked somewhere really quiet where I knew no one would see me. A place I knew that in the neighborhood and no one went to. And I just sat there and I didn't really do anything. I just thought and thought and thought about the whole thing. I'm just like, fuck, bro. Like, did I just see a ghost? Like, to this day, I ask myself, what the fuck was that? I don't know. In my honest to God opinion, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was a ghost. I'm like 100% sure.
What you should have done is went to like one of those voodoo people. You know what I mean? Like the spiritual talkers, the guides that they can see. Are they probably did they have that in China?
No, 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 do, but it's like really, really underground.
Yeah, of
But in
course.
ancient China, that used to be out in the open. Before the communists took over, it used to be out in the open. The like shamans and fucking soothsayers and I did get my fortune told in China once, but that was years before I saw the ghost. Um, but he said they always tell you the same thing. They're frauds largely. The guy told me you're going to be very rich and successful, and well, I'm neither right now, right?
Hey, your day's coming up. You never know, man.
Maybe. And if it ever does, man, I'll be like, wow, I'll never underestimate a Chinese fortune teller, especially one in like one of the fucking smallest cities. But oh yeah, I don't know, Jonas. What do you think? Like, you're an intelligent guy, and one of the reasons I did this podcast too is like I could actually, you have depth and perception, and I think that's one of the great things about your show. So, what do you think personally? Like, did I see? It sounds to me like I know you weren't there, and you only have my word to take for it. But if you're gonna take my word for it, like, what do you think?
I think it's definitely possible, man. I think, you know what I mean?
You know what? I have a theory about why that might have happened.
Okay.
Do you believe in parallel universes?
Hmm. I don't know if I believe in them. I want to believe in them, but I don't know if I do.
Like the idea that there's many different Jonases, many living many different lives at the same time. You can't get to him, and he can't get to you. Like, think about it this way, bro. Imagine you were able to go back in time, and you met the 12-year-old you, and you were hanging out with the 12-year-old you. That would be a collision. A parallel universe is coming together. Time travel could make that possible. I wonder if I saw a hollow of me, of a girl in another universe. That might sound stupid, but like I woke up at a moment I wasn't supposed to woke up, and she passed at a moment she wasn't supposed to pass. Like I wasn't supposed to see her.
Or
Maybe
it,
that's why she just stood quiet. It's like, oh,
or it could be like, let's say you're super. What the hell? Wait, why is there feedback? I just had feedback. Oh, nope. I heard feedback from your thing. Can you make your volume a little bit lower of me? I just heard feedback. I'm sorry.
alright.
Uh, what it could be too is if you were like super drunk or like super hungover, sometimes people hallucinate from that, and maybe the hallucination is the portal into those parallel universes. You know what I mean? That's what like schizophrenics see. People say like, hey, the schizophrenics are psychos, they're seeing crazy shit, but what if they're seeing into like a parallel universe? You know what I mean? I'm not saying that's
It's
true because
possible.
obviously they believe crazy shit. You know what I mean? But it's fun to think about. I'm not saying it's true, but it's a fun idea to throw out. You know what I mean? There could
I
be
mean, that's the thing.
there could be a freaking that crazy bum who's communicating. He might be talking to aliens. He might have the answers to it. You know.
Exactly. And he tells people, and everyone ignores him. They think he's crazy. They're walking by, but meanwhile, the guy sees the whole fucking thing. He knows the whole fucking thing, and nobody's listening.
12 angry monkeys, right? Wasn't that the premise of the movie? Something like that, right?
I
With
haven't actually seen
Brad
that.
Pitt, remember with Brad Pitt, he does like he time travels and like everybody thinks he's crazy. Bruce Willis and Brad Pitt are in it. It's freaking nuts. It's a good movie.
I should watch that.
Dude, you should totally watch that, man. I think you would like it.
But you know what? I mean, I don't know, man. How are you gonna call it? I mean, I'm interested to hear what you think. And it seems like I, you could be right. And you know what? A lot told us to. They're like, Tim, you were probably just hungover. You might have double dreamed or something, and it's possible.
Well, but there's like weird feelings, like you were saying that there's weird feelings of people watching yourself. There's a story from my childhood. I remember when I was a kid. And I was what is it? I was on the beach with my family, right? And I went for a walk by myself, and I saw this girl, and I was following this girl up the dunes. And I remember I was right behind her. I followed up the dunes, and I could only see her back. She also had a white dress. And when I got to the top of the dunes, I looked to look. I looked down over like the horizon and everywhere, and she was completely gone. But the crazy thing is that there was like no place to go because like I was able to scan from the top of the dunes and see for like miles, and she completely disappeared. And the crazy thing is when I turned around, I couldn't see like anything. There was like I was lost. So like I wonder if like what the hell was that? You know what I mean? Like I was lost for a while, then I found my way back, and my mom's like, "Dude, where the hell were you?" And like I didn't want to tell her. I'm like, dude, I was freaking following this girl. I don't even know why I was following her. I was just like a kid.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You know what? The way you put it makes me think about something. I wonder, let's assume that there are many possible universes, and in some, like in each of these universes, we're all different. Like Jonas is still there, Tim is still there. Maybe in one universe I'm a bum, another universe I'm a CEO, another universe I'm a chef, and the same thing maybe for you in other universes for other people. But maybe there's some universes where the technology is just so advanced that we can travel to other universes, but it's like illegal, right? Like they can't see them. So maybe the girls got caught, like for me and for you, and then they just didn't say anything and they booked as fast as possible.
It could be, but also I feel like it's like they were trying that one, whoever, whatever that was, a ghost of spirit. She was trying to like freaking lead me somewhere. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm thinking, man. I
Yeah.
mean, like maybe she thought, like, fuck, this kid saw me. Like, I got to get the fuck out of here.
There's another story. I remember my freaking in Lithuania. These kids were freaking. They were telling me this story. So what would happen is they would hang out in this area. There was like this area like a mile away from the house where I grew up. Right, there was like a swamp area, and there was like this huge willow tree. Right. So all the kids, we'd always like play by the willow tree, by the swamps and stuff. And I remember one time when we would like go there, there was started to be like there was like some like chick over there that like would freaking jump in the swamp and wash herself, and you could also only like see her back, and she would like bathe herself, you know. And we saw her like one time as a group, and we're like, dude, what the hell? That's so weird. But she was like this beautiful woman and everything, and we're like 5, 6 years old, and we're like, dude, that's so weird. So like I was like, dude, I don't know if I'm coming back, because you know I wasn't popping boners or anything, so I was like scared. I was like, what the hell was that?
Fuck.
But my other friend, he was a horn dog, and what he did is he freaking started coming back, and he's like, all right, because we're like, dude, we can't go back. This is weird, you know. And he's like a freak, so he started coming back every single day, and he said she would be there, like I said, like bathing herself in the swamp, and he would hide behind the willow tree, and he would start like beating his meat while watching her behind the willow tree like a total creep. And he said what started happening is one day he was like watching her behind a willow tree, and he was being like pulled into the freaking swamp without even realizing it. And next thing you know, she freaking disappears, and he's like freaking neck deep in the fucking swamp. And luckily,
What?
yeah, and luckily there was some hunters that were like walking past, and they saw him, and he almost freaking drowned. And he told us that story. He was like, dude, she like wanted to kill. I guess like she's like an evil spirit or something. She dragged him into the swamps without him even realizing it.
Man, what does that tell you? You know, like I guess it seems like they're real, aren't they? Like,
Well, especially in Lithuania, if you look back at it, Lithuania was the last pagan country to in Europe. So we believe in a lot of like weird, not like weird stuff, but like in a lot of like spirits, nature, and stuff like that. There's a lot of witchcraft going on in Lithuania. So, and I feel like those people that are more open to spirits, you're more likely to get messages from the spirit world, and
well, they can save their messages, man. I'm not a fan. I just that the way that whole thing happened, especially, I was just like, fuck, bro. I hope I never see one again for the rest of my life. I don't care to, and I believe they exist. And the reason I say that is because I can't tell myself convincingly that they don't exist when I fucking saw it, you know?
yeah.
As clearly as I see this laptop in front of me, bro, I fucking saw it, you know? When you bear it down to that, it's kind of like, there's no fucking way, bro. I saw her walk right through that curtain. And she just isn't like the Batman, you know? She didn't jump off and the Batmobile fucking came, bro. Like, it's a fucking spirit. And she looks so real in the flesh. You wouldn't have guessed unless you've seen her walk right out. You know?
Absolutely.
I always thought ghosts would be like hollow, like you see in the movies and shit, like they glow or, and shit like that. But no, bro, they don't glow, man. They just disappear.
Yeah. They look just like me and you know what I mean? They're just like a regular person.
Wouldn't that be creepy, bro? If like imagine you met someone and you were like friends with him for like years, and then one day it turns out he just disappeared, and like nobody else, like your friends knew him too, but like no one can make heads or tails what happened to him.
Well, dude, think about it. That's what happens to certain people that freaking just disappear or die. Like, how weird is fucking dying? How weird is dying? Me and you are having this conversation. I meet you. I talk to you. I know like a lot of shit about you. You know a lot of shit about me. We're doing this show. Then next day, let's say I die. You're like, oh, where's Jonas? They're like, he's dead. Like, what do you mean he's dead? He's gone. You're like, but this guy, the energy that I have, you know what I mean? Like everything that I am, I'm gone. That's it. It's over. It's like where does that energy go? And how does it just disappear forever, or does that energy get reincarnated into something else? Because that's what I think. I think the energy has to become something else because you can't go back to nothing. It could not go back to nothing because you were never nothing. You were always something. You know what I mean? You're a bunch of cells. So even if you die, you're still not really dead. You're all your cells are still there. You know what I mean? I guess it depends how you die. But like, let's say you die of a heart attack, you go offline, but you're still there. Like your cells are there. And I wonder if it's like when you die, if you go into like your body just like breaks down, and then it freaking later on after like let's say a billion years or several billion years, it waits until it becomes another living thing or something like that, you know. Not that cells aren't living things, but I mean it becomes something bigger, like you become a rat, you know, or a fucking elephant eventually, or an alien
I mean,
creature.
I, I mean, to be honest with you, man, I like there. It sounds to me, from everything you're telling me and what's coming out, is that at the heart of you, and I've known you for a long time. I don't know if you're still atheist, but you were atheist for a very, very long time. I remember, actually, I don't want to bring back. Yeah, I don't want to like talk about your own memories. Obviously, this is a China interview, but I just remember like I used to talk a lot about atheism and stuff. But from the way you just expressed that, Jonas, I don't know if you actually believe in God or not. I don't care either way. But like, it sounds like deep down, if you had to believe in any religion, it would be like Buddhism or, you know.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I only recently discovered that actually. That was like a month ago. Cause yeah, before I was an atheist, and actually, you know what? I discovered it when I was talking to Steve. Cause I was talking to Steve about it, and I forgot how the conversation went. And I was telling him we were talking about like life and death. It was me, Steve, and Arthur actually were talking about it. But I forgot how it went. But I said something along the lines of you know what sucks about life is that when you die that it's over forever and that's it, and nothing, you will never get to relive this life, this memory. Like everybody who you love, everybody who you know will be gone forever, and you will never ever experience this again, right? I remember I said that. But then I was thinking about like the Big Bang Theory, and like, you know, the world expanding and contracting and the whole shit just happening over and over again. And I said actually, if time is infinite and space is forever, meaning that the Big Bang just keeps happening over and over again, what's to stop me from reliving this life again? You know, or like me becoming another living creature or anything like that if it's forever. If it's forever, and like I said, I'm not going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? I'm just going to like disappear into cells or matter or something like that. And eventually, if it is forever, think about it. If it's forever, and like people say, like, oh, what are the chances of human, like a human existing, you existing as a human? The chances are so minute and whatever. But it's like, dude, if time is infinite, then the chances are very high because it's infinite. You know what I mean? I think like when the lights go out, when you die, you just reawake right away into some other living creature, possibly. Because for you, you know what I mean? It's like going to sleep. But like, let's say maybe 20 billion years pass by. I'm not saying it's going to be on Earth or in some other area. But that's why I don't believe in the parallel universe per se, but I believe, like, let's say just like one path, but that continues forever, you know. Not saying like in the parallel universe there's a different Jonas, but more like I die, I continue into something else, I die, I continue. And I'm not saying that, yes, it could be a not a parallel universe, but all the possibilities are possible, but not in like it doesn't have to be in a different parallel universe. I'm just saying it will happen eventually, where it doesn't mean that it has to exist right here in some other space, if that makes any sense.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, it depends. It depends. Like think about it. When you die, right? You break down. You have to ask yourself two questions. One, how far do you break down? In other words, are you just a cell, or do you break down further and become, carbon or oxygen or hydrogen or whatever other elements were made up of them? That stuff just like tiny molecules spreads everywhere, and it gets mixed in with the other billions of molecules, and they make their own brand new formations. If that happens only in the earth, then yes, reincarnation is definitely possible, because at some point you're going to be reusing the same things, like reusing dice, like, right, you can roll dice all the time. There's a lots of combinations of numbers, but it hits that possibility. That's if it's in the earth. If when we die, on the other hand, it spreads out into the universe, no fucking way. The universe is too vast for our parts to reassemble as into something else. We'd spread. We don't even know how large the universe actually is. To this day, nobody actually fucking knows. Like, imagine that spreading out into that vastness is a fucking nothing. There's nothing. Actually, when they say 10,000 light years away, they mean it'll take light 10,000 years to reach that.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah,
crazy. The
yeah,
speed of
but
light
think
is
about it.
10,000 years.
But think about it.
It's
Yeah,
too
that makes.
vast, bro. It's too vast.
But
The math.
if time is infinite, then what is to stop that? It's like you know what I mean? We're using our understanding of time. If time is forever, what are the possibilities that after forever, let's say you're expanding wherever your cells are going, eventually you get caught up in a black hole and you get sucked into it and then it explodes, and then something else happens because it's forever.
I mean, that would be worse, wouldn't it? Like, our parts would spread even further. If anything, we'd be less. Because, dude, life is fucking fragile, man. Like, actually, I talk about this to my wife all the time. I'm just kind of like, you have to understand, like, when we had Sophia, we talked about it too, how fragile just life itself is. Like, death is infinite, life is finite. And even life is hard. Like every time you jerk off, man, and, like, your cum goes in, like, the fucking toilet or something like that, and you flush it, you're flushing down a lot of potential half used. Even if you're having sex and, like, stuff like that, and you don't come in her, of course. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, every time you're using it, and even when you put it inside, like, I think not a lot of the cells reach the uterus they have to become a baby. I don't know exactly how that works, but even that's a process. And some babies are born defective, some are sick, they don't live very long. Some people die very, very young. Like, life is just so short, and it just feels like when you compare that to death, there doesn't seem a possibility that it'll ever really, like, come back. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I think it can happen. Well, let's say, look, for example, let's say, yeah, you jack off the freaking cell, whatever the possibility of that baby is no longer there, but then whatever you flush it down the toilet, it blah blah blah. 20 million years later, the Earth explodes. You know what I mean? And then those cells get like reused into something. I don't know. But
Right?
because
No, no, no.
the reason why I'm saying that is because like we don't even know what happens. You know what I mean? We're just talking about out of our ass. But that's just like a theory, dude. It might be even crazier than we could even imagine. We might be living on like some fucking aliens, like fucking butt cheek or something. You know what I mean? Like in the when they did in Men in Black, when they like zoomed out when they opened that door.
Imagine the black hole. Like, let's say someone manages to go through the black hole, and as they get out of the black hole, it's actually the alien's asshole. Like, it's the asshole of this
Dude.
giant alien. And we're like ants to him, but he's like this big giant, and like there's grass around us. And then we got out of the alien's asshole, and he pulls his pants up and he's walking. And it's just us on the floor like that, and there's a bunch of like fucking. Oh man, I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from.
Crazy fuck.
But
Dude,
I'll actually get
what if it's like some
back to
sort of,
China.
it could be anything. If it's like, let's say time is forever and it's infinite, it could be like the Matrix. You know what I mean? It's like there doesn't have to be a creator. It's like if you unplug, like let's say you unplug and then you wake up somewhere in like the Matrix world, you know, because like I said, time is infinite, it could just have been happening forever. Because then it's like, who created you? And it's like, dude, nobody. It's like it's been around forever. But they're like, there had to be a beginning. They're like, nope, been around forever, fucker.
I don't know, man. But I would love to actually have another podcast about this. That's actually really. I haven't had a conversation that interesting in a really long time, man. To be honest with you, um, but I do. I definitely want to answer some questions about China. And I guess I'm gonna do this, man. I guess I rather just talk about China briefly, and then I'll just take questions. And I think I might just do it that way.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's start. Like I said, you could talk about anything you want about China, man. You could relate it to this, you know, crazies, bombs, drugs, drinking. Continue your story, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. So last time in the last two sessions we actually had like these podcasts. I brought up basically what had happened to me, right? In January 2009, I left New York. I backpacked around Asia from 2009, January of that year to March. I ran out of money. I went back home, and then in August of that year, I went to Beijing. By the end of 2009, I had left Beijing, and I spent like the first 3 months in 2010 in a small Chinese city. I go into detail about that in a previous podcast. You can guys watch that if you're interested. But I went over that in a bit of detail, and what ended up happening was is that I guess I last left off at that point, right? Because what happened was is that it was only 3 months into the new job I got in 2010 in this new small Chinese city, and I left. I quit the job, and I saved all this money, so I just continued traveling. I traveled through the south of China, and then I got in from the Chinese border into Laos. I don't know, not everyone has heard of Laos, but I'm sure Artie's mentioned it.
Hold on, breaking up. Yo, dude, you still there?
Hello?
Yo, what's up? What happened? You still
But
there?
I'm not sure how much of that you got. Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Dude, your internet, like, it's just getting like worse and worse. You gotta complain to them. That's crazy. We're like, this is like not like we're trying to do audio and the audio's even lagging.
Ah, fuck. Let me think. I don't know. We'll just try this a little bit, and then we'll
No.
end
It's
up.
all no. It's all good. I'm just saying, like, you should try to like complain to them, see if they could. Because sometimes if you complain to them, you could go like, dude, I'm gonna switch the service or something. They could be like, all right, fuck it, we'll give you the booster, and they got like some extra. They could send you like a new, better router or something. Because how are you connected? Are you connected through the wire or you're wireless?
I'm wireless.
Wireless. So that would slow you down. If you get a wire, that would give you a stronger connection. Or they could
Oh,
send you,
all right.
or you could buy your own. Uh, Especially depending on how far away like the modem is.
No, the
Whatever.
modem is right next to the router.
Okay, so you're like right, really close to it.
Ugh, yeah, but I mean, we'll do this a little bit, and then we'll just see. But I'm sorry about the audio, man. This is right now. This is like the best I can do.
No, dude, it's all good, man. That's how I guess that's how it is in Texas right now. You guys are, oh, you know what I mean, overrun by bums, crazies, migrants, freaking to California, sending. I heard truckloads of people over there.
Well, they're trying not to take so many of them in, but
Yeah.
I don't really follow politics that much anymore, man. So to be honest with you, yeah, I'm not like I don't know, like I don't know too much about it. My
No.
wife follows it, and she tells me that shit. But I mean, it doesn't bother me, man, because they don't really do anything here. Like, there's bums here, but it's not violent like it is in New York. The most they'll do is ask you for money, and they'll like leave you alone 9 times out of 10.
Mhm. Yeah. The San Francisco bums, I heard they're like the worst ones, man. Like
I've never been there,
aggressive.
man, but I've
Oh,
heard
dude,
like,
I've been there. They're pretty bad.
like how bad are we talking?
Dude, they're aggressive as hell. They're like junkied out. They have so many laws for them that, and they like get a bunch of handouts over there. They have their own like freaking city, basically San Francisco. That's their city. They go into like a Starbucks, McDonald's. They basically declare ownership of it, and they're not allowed to be kicked out. So like a group of 30 bums will roll in. They'll set up camp. They'll take over the tables. The first thing they do to mark their territory is there's always a bum in that group that has like violent diarrhea. So they'll go in the bathroom, bent over, and violently spray the walls with like liquid feces that's highly acidic as well. And that like freaking, I guess
Oh
that's
my
like
god.
that's like yeah, it like marks their territory, and like the smell starts coming out of the exhaust and the pipes everywhere, so it starts attracting even more bums, and it's just freaking horrible. Then the place is unusable, and they can't even kick them out. The cops won't come, they won't do anything, and they're aggressive scumbags. They take over the city. Like in New York, the nice thing is people abuse them. Unless you're like in Port Authority, all right, they're the kings. You got it. The bus fumes, something about the bus fumes draws them in. You know, bus terminal, lots of crazies. But in other areas, dude, fuck you, fuck yourself. I'm not giving you anything. But in San Francisco, they tell you fuck you. You know, you're walking down the street, you might not even do anything. They're just like, oh, give me money, give me that, fuck you. I remember one time, dude, it was disgusting. I went, and it was my fault. This is how fucking there's scumbags also, pretentious cocksuckers. I went to this fucking place in San Francisco. I remember I was buying a beer and food, and this bum was like, "Oh, can you buy me some food?" I'm like, "Yeah, here, just take this freaking like sandwich that I bought or something like that." And she was like, "No, I'm a vegan. I need actually vegan food for you to buy. Can you buy me something vegan?" I was like, dude, holy fucking shit. This bum is
Oh
a
my
fucking
god.
vegan bum. It's a vegan bum, and they won't take the sandwich. She's like, I'm not gonna put that garbage in my body. She said, if you want to put it in,
I
put it
would
in. Yeah.
I would be like, yo, you've got food. It is fucking food. You're in no position to be refusing food. You're fucking vegan. Work.
That
Buy your.
but
I
that's the
pay.
thing.
I'm poor as fuck, bro, and I still pay for my own
But that's the
food. Like
thing.
fuck that,
But
man.
that's how much power they have that they can actually demand. They're like, no, I
Look, man.
want vegan. It's fucking
Look. My thing about a lot of bums is I know it sucks to work a shitty job, man, but sometimes you do what you got to do for your family and suck it up. You know, like they're living out in the street and getting drugged up, man. That's no way to live, bro.
I don't know. It kind of look. In theory, it can be romanticized to be like a life of an adventure, especially if you're like in a boring job and you're bored out of your mind and you got nothing to do. Not that that's the actual reality. The reality is a lot of them are crazy and drug addicted. But some people, you know what I mean? They just have like a call of the wild, a call of adventure. You know, but that could be like a homeless, like what do they have it in Yosemite Valley? They're called like mountain bums. They have mountain bums. It's just basically guys who go out and they survive off of nature in the mountains, but they're homeless and they just live out of their tent and they hike all day. You know, like fish, but they have no money, no job, no nothing. They're homeless basically. And then they come back to the area where all the tourists come and they try to like beg for food or try to, I don't know, take people on hikes or whatever, or raid people's freaking.
Who
Or,
want to hike with a bum? I'm like, yeah, right, bro.
dude, what the hell? Think about it. These bums, some of them, they're fucking visionaries. You know, they're out there for fucking. They're like they're fucking. You know, they transcend into like higher beings. Some of them, they go on top of a mountain. They don't eat for 30 days. They fucking meditate. They got this big ass beard. They look. I don't know, enlightened.
Dude, if you go on a hike with a bum you don't know, the only vision I'll have of them is end up having is R.I.P., bro. Like that's just that's a death sentence, man. Hell no. Think about it. You're out there in the woods. If you scream for help, and you don't know who he's got waiting with him.
That's true. There's a lot of
You're all
fucking.
alone out there, man.
Dude, there's a lot of creepy stories actually about that too. Not just bums, but people just fucking dying on trails. Like, dude, every time I go on a trail, I always think about it. When I'm on the side of like a cliff or something and people are passing me by, I'm like, dude, if I was to push this person, not that I would, but like you get these weird thoughts. I'm like, if I was to push them and they died, I'm like, nobody would fucking know. I'm like they just fell. Like, who the hell would, you know what I mean? But it's like a crazy thought, and the
Damn,
crazy
Jonas,
thing,
those are some dark thoughts, bro.
hell yeah, dude. What the hell? You never get like weird ass thoughts like that?
I've had some fucking I feel like every single human being has had an insane thought at least
Oh yeah, of
once.
course. Hell yeah, dude, all the time. Like you go to the next to like the fucking like an edge of a building. You're like, yo, what if I just jump down? Then you're like, dude, the hell's wrong with me?
Right?
Yeah,
Especially in New York, it's very easy to think that way too, man. There are a lot of like,
yeah.
and then there are times a lot that I've thought about it. I'm just like, no one else is here. Well, I mean, what could I say happened to this guy? Like everyone's thought about it.
Dude,
And I
just
would
like
just
that
play innocent, be
story.
like, oh, I found him like that.
Just like that story. I remember. Did you hear about that story where like the van life, that girl, hashtag van life? It's the girl and the dude. They're traveling around, seemingly living the best life. They're traveling around America. They have an Instagram account. They're posting videos, photos, everything about traveling and living out of a van. They're basically homeless. They're just surviving off the money, I guess, that their parents gave them or something, or they're gone for the summer, something like that. But they're trying to make it work, traveling around America, and like they have like a blog and vlog, I guess. And something happens, and the guy comes back home to the Florida, and they were out in like in the West Coast. He comes back to Florida, and the parents meet him. The girl's parents meet him, and they're like, "Hey, where's my daughter? I haven't spoken to her in 2 days. Where is she?" The son goes to his house. He's like, "I refuse to answer any questions. If you want to talk to anybody, talk to my lawyer." He lawyers up. He doesn't say anything. The dad's like, the dad of the girl. He's like, "Dude, what the fuck? Where's my daughter? You guys were traveling. Where is she? She's gone." Dude, how fucked up is that? Dude, right away I'd be like, you fucking killed her, you fucking psycho. So what happens is the cops get involved, everybody's searching for her. Eventually they fucking find her body. And
What
now,
you search?
yeah, they search for the girl all over the West Coast, all over the trails where where she was last seen. I guess where the van was last seen from all the like the vlogs and everything. And they also find like a 911 phone call and a video that happened that supposedly had like a domestic violence call that involved them both. He ended up strangling her a little bit and he slapped her up a little bit. But when the cop came on the body footage, he said he spoke with the victim and the guy, and he said it seemed like it was nothing that serious, and he let them go. And then 2 days later, that's when I guess he murdered her. But now the guy's missing too. Nobody knows where he is. He ran away. What happened was this. I guarantee you, the kid came back home. He comes home. He tells his dad, he's like, yo, I killed him. Dad's like, don't say shit. He's like, here, take $10,000. I got $10,000 cash saved up, you piece of shit. Fucking leave the country. Go anywhere because you go in jail for life. You know? I'm not saying what the dad did was freaking, you know what I mean, wrong. Because I think I would do the same thing. If it was like, you know what I mean, my daughter or my son did something bad, I would. Dude, I'm not one of those people. Yes, go confess and spend the rest of your life in jail. I'm like, yo, dude, if that's my kid. Listen, if my mom whacked somebody, I'd be like, dude, I'm like, well, I got the shovel. Let's get the body. Let's do this. I'm like, I don't care, dude. Family, dude. These people who snitch out their family. What are you guys fucking nuts, dude? Fucking loyalty
Yeah, they
first,
do it in the
man.
honor system. It's the right thing to do. Like,
That's
get the
so
fuck outta here, bro.
crazy, dude. My mom could kill my sister, my mom, my friends. Dude, my friends, I would never. Like I don't even know. Like I'd be like, yo, I'm like, we're gonna sneak you across into Mexico or into Asia. That's a good place to get lost, right? Going back a little bit on Asia, that's a great point. Arthur was telling me there's so many criminals from Australia that commit murder, they run away and they just live out in Asia and nobody can find them.
I thought, you know what? That actually brings me up to a point about China. When I fucking lived, basically from 2012 to 2013, I lived in this city, Taiyuan, and I made friends with this American guy. He was from like Pennsylvania, some shit like that, and he was a pretty awesome dude, man. He knew where to get weed. We used to smoke his gravity bong in his fucking apartment. I was the only friend he had, and the reason for that is the company fucked him over. They wouldn't pay him. They kept giving him excuses. And at some point, he's like, I gotta fucking leave. He was running out of savings. They dogged him so fucking badly, bro. They promised him the salary. It turns out the school didn't have any fucking students. Like, they weren't giving him any money. It's just kind of like, well, they were giving him advances, but he just blew it on alcohol. Everyone did, but like fucking still, man. I mean, the guy still needed, like he worked and he wasn't being paid. He was entitled to that money anyway, and they just fucked him over. So he left, and he left Taiwan in the summer of 2013, around the same time I left, because I left a month after he did. He told me he was leaving the company for a new job, and he was like, "Don't tell anyone." He kept telling me like, "Don't tell anyone," and I'm like, "Okay, I'm not gonna tell anyone," but I'm solid, and I never ratted the guy out. The reason I mention him is because I saw him on fucking Yahoo News like a couple months ago. Check this out. I saw him on Yahoo News. I was scrolling through and I see Chad. I won't say his name. Sorry, I just said his first name. That's it. I'll tell you about history with him too. I should use his name because I got a bit of a thing with him, and I'll tell you about that if you want. But if you look him up, you can Google it right now. Chad Albright, China. Fuck it. And I'll tell you why I mentioned his name. Fuck that. But yeah, you Google that and you'll see it, and it's him. And I looked at the name and I'm like, I know him. I'm looking at Yahoo News. I'm like, I fucking know him, bro. I smoked a gravity bowl with this motherfucker. I know him. So I clicked the article and there's a video of him. Like, yes, I'll definitely know his voice because he had this weird voice, bro. He was obsessed with American Dad, and he would try to mimic the voices and stuff like that. And he always rewatched these same episodes. But we had a good time, man. We used to get really stoned and just watch American Dad. It was fun. But fucking, this guy would he would had a weird talk like, yeah, dude, no shit, or something. He would at the time he was old though. He was like 40 or something.
Yeah, that's what it says over there. I see it. Yeah.
And fucking the weird thing is kind of like I sometimes would pay for him to come out with me because I really liked him. I'm like, yo, man, I was partying a lot over there in Taiwan, and I was just kind of like, yo, bro, come out with me. Fuck it, I got you on drinks. So I come out with this guy, and he wasn't a great drunk, but neither was I. But he wasn't like that. But still, man, he was just like he tried to get. Just like he didn't actually do it, but like when he kept like faking to do it, I'm just like, yo, bro, like you do not know me like that. Like, stop. But he wasn't like an overly disrespectful guy. It's just kind of like he's a socially awkward person. Like I don't think he's ever had any friends in PA. To be honest with you, bro, you could tell with a person sometimes. I don't know. But either way, man. I mean, I always try to be friendly with everybody I meet. I always feel like every person I meet is a potential new friend, and I want to give everybody chances. You know, if they can prove it to me, I don't care what else. You know, I'm your friend. But that's it. So I fucking actually introduced him to people. I brought this guy out, but he left. And then when he left, he fucking like texted me something angry, like, "Oh, what the fuck," or something. They just text me like, "What the fuck," something weird. So I text him back, and I tried calling him and something like that, and he never answered. My friend requested him twice since, and he's never responded. And here's the funnier thing, bro. This is where it gets funny. Summer of 2013, this guy leaves. I never see him again. I fucking saw his ass. I didn't see his ass. But I ended up working at the school where he ended up working. So he left Taiwan in 2013 to go to this city called Foshan. I ended up taking a job in Foshan in 2016 when I left Wuhan. And there, I went to the school, and in the school, you would see the pictures of some of the teachers they had, and I saw Chad Albright. And I'm like, and again, that was the first time I said, I know him. Imagine my surprise when I saw that Yahoo article, and I said a second time in my life, I know him. Fucking weird, huh?
So what the hell is that? Can you summarize? Can you summarize that article over there? What is it? Let me see.
Oh, if you want,
yeah.
Because
so he fled to China. It seems like, yeah.
The article's going to tell you he fled to China and to avoid paying student loans because he felt like he was getting ripped off. And that's what this guy would tell me. And well, he told me he would complaining about student loans when we knew each other. But I hadn't seen this guy literally since 2013, the time he left. So it's been a long time. I don't know what happened to him in between, but I heard a lot of things. In Foshan, I pretended not to know him, but he was talked about with some of the other teachers. And get this, bro, he was trying to give Charlie horses to the other foreigners and to the Chinese girls. He tried to trip a pregnant lady.
Whoa,
He
what the hell?
he would get really really drunk. He got his ass whooped in Foshan. He tried to hit on a Russian girl, and he would not leave her alone. And these fucking like bunch of Russian and Chinese dudes came, like 20 of them, and they beat the fuck out of him. He left after that and went to Ukraine, where he lives now, I think.
Jesus. Why the hell did it's so weird that his story went on like Yahoo News. You would think people do that all the time though, right?
I mean, from what he says, he's like, oh well, I'm too scared to go back to the U.S. because I owe student loan debt. But that's an excuse, man. That's an excuse, bro. I know guys who came back from China that owed in student loans, and I won't mention their names, but they told me that you default on the loan, but
Yeah.
they can't arrest you for not paying your loan. So worst case scenario, you get your tax deductions docked if you don't pay your student loans, or they'll just keep your whole tax check maybe, or you'll get it docked out of your social security or something. But they won't like jail you if you don't pay them. But it's bad if you don't pay the federal government. But it's not like detrimental. You can if you still like work hard or could find a good job, then you can fucking pay that off over time.
Yeah.
He actually, but he would talk about like it's a doomsday thing. Like, no, man, a student loan's a government trap, bro. They want to arrest us all, and then some weird shit like that. Like, and I was just like, no, dude. I mean, like people run into student debt all the time. I don't know the current number for the debt of the student loan in the U.S. It's fucking high, man. The default rate.
But it's just, yeah, exactly. But the weird thing about it is what I'm asking is like, why did his story specifically make the news? It seems like it's like a common thing that I would assume that it's a common thing that people do, just like they flee to get away from like fucking anything, max out their credit cards, even, right? Like, well, how is that newsworthy? Like, it would be more.
That's a good question.
I would feel like it would be more like of a statistic. It would be like, freaking 30,000 people ran away to escape freaking paying something off. But instead they covered it, this one guy. What the hell? That's so weird.
But that's the thing, though. I think he wanted to make it news, so he spun it into a way where he's this kind of refugee from a terrible government or something. That's how he twisted it when you read the story. But it's not, bro. It's just kind of like the federal government deals with this all the time. They'll even work with you, but they just want to make sure you pay them back.
Mm-hmm.
They're willing to go down numbers and stuff like that. Even for me, I won't say what it is, but I mean, because I don't owe that much in student debt, but I owe something. So like they've worked with me a lot on paying it off.
Yeah. You always hear about that they're willing to work with you for people to reach out because they just want their money.
From my
They
experience.
want it. Look, they want their money. They know you're not gonna pay it off or you're gonna run away. So I do. All right, fuck it, forget it.
I don't know, but I don't feel like that was an excuse for him to run away and not come home, bro. Because he's got to be like 50 something now, bro. He's got no fucking credentials. He's been out of the workforce for years, apparently, and like he's too old. I don't even think he's too old, but like still, you're getting to an age where it's harder to learn a skill. I mean, what's this guy gonna do one day when the whole foreign banana can't be squeezed anymore, right? And then you just got the peel and no banana coming out.
I have no idea, man. In Ukraine, I know there's like it's one of the cheapest countries in. It is the cheapest country I think in all of Europe. One of them over there. So I don't know what the hell he can do for money out there.
I heard that because I know people that I talk to people he still knows. So I know that he's in the Ukraine now and he was teaching for a long time, but he's trying to get into some kind of media business or something. But I don't know. I mean, all I know is that I was shocked to come across him in some fashion twice.
Dude, what would be nice is
Like,
if you should try to reach out to him. And if you reach out to him, we freaking get him on the show. We have his side of the story. See what the hell happened.
I did. I reached out to him actually. When I decided to do the podcast and I talked to you about it, I literally reached out to him 2 days after that.
Oh
Like, hey,
my
listen, man.
god, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, I reached out to him and I'm just kind of like, hey man, listen, I didn't say about any mention about the podcast. I'm just kind of like, hey man, listen, I found you on Facebook, man. It's been a long time since we talked. Let me know when you're free to talk. And he just didn't answer. So I'm just like, okay.
But did he read the message, or is his account like not really active? Do you know that? Do you know if he?
I don't know.
Hmm.
Like he's got it all privatized and shit. Like, it's hard to see. But I think it's him. Like, I mean, there's some faces you meet in life that you can never forget. He was a weird guy. He would laughed like like that or something. Like he was like one of those fucking gooey villains from like the Nintendo games I used to play as a kid. Man, he was very blobby too. He looked like the fucking Blob that had just retired and can't do Marvel movies anymore.
Well, if the Blob is listening, it'd be awesome to have him on, Mr. Blob.
Well, you know
He
what though?
does look
Because to
like a
be honest
blob,
with you too,
man.
like
He might be
no,
dead.
no, you have to see. What's up?
I said he might be dead, man. He doesn't look like he looks in horrible shape in these pictures. Like he looks very overweight and now he's in his 50s. If he kept this weight up, I don't know if he's going to make it.
Let me check that article out actually, because I hadn't actually read it in a couple months.
Mhm.
That's interesting. I don't know. I wish that guy the best, man. But we were cool. But at the same time, bro, he's not the easiest person in the world to get along with. I see why people get mad at him. This guy has like no social etiquette whatsoever, bro. It's weird though. It seems like there's just every boundary you can cross, and he just doesn't. He doesn't mean to. He's actually a nice guy. There are times in Taiwan where he said some stupid shit, and I kind of like spoke up for him. I would tell people all the time in Taiwan, yo, Chad's cool, man, because I did have some good times with Chad. He was fun to hang out with. I like drinking and smoking with him. It's just that he was just like he will try to like Charlie horse anyone. I'm like, yo, dude, I don't fucking know you, bro. I don't fucking Charlie horse me.
Dude, that's
Like, you
so
know what I mean?
freaking.
Like imagine you.
Yeah, of course. That's so weird. Like that's like he has like Asperger's, something like that.
Yeah, bro. And you know what? One of the black guys that worked there, when I met him, he got mad at the black guy. Got mad at him. I'll just call him the black guy. Sorry, we'll give him a different name. But I don't want to use real names for people that I like and have respect for.
Right,
Because
right, right.
I feel like for him to do that to me is fucked up. Since I went out of my way to get Chad friends in Taiwan. Okay, so that's the only reason I'm a little bit upset about that. Otherwise, I would never mention Chad's name. But this guy, this guy, let's check this out. I'm just gonna call him. I don't know.
Black guy.
He was from Nigeria, so I'm gonna call him the Nigerian.
Okay.
The Nigerian had really gotten mad at Chad for doing this, because the woman that was pregnant, that almost got tripped, was the head of the school. Well, the lead foreign teacher. And I think they were having sex, actually.
Oh.
Dude, you have to see. Sometimes I'd walk into the office and she'd be like sitting on his lap and shit like that.
Yeah,
And
that's weird.
she'd be saying, "Oh, handsome this." She did that to all the guys, though. She flirted with me. She flirted with the 3 other guys that worked there.
Oh, so she was a freak.
She was like, "Oh, you look good in red today." I'm like, "What?"
Jesus.
I'm like, "Ew." Dude, this bitch was nasty. But anyway, I think he was doing her. But fucking... Anyway, like, he told me that he almost got it into him one night with Chad. And he's like, he said he really tried talking to Chad because he wanted to talk to Chad before he like hit him or something. So he's fucking talking to talk to Chad, and he's like, I realized something. He told me later about this story. He's like, because he was talking to me about Chad, and he's like, one night I was gonna confront Chad, and then when I really talked to him, I realized something about Chad. Chad just has problems.
How
Like,
long?
there's
You're like
something-
how
and I-
you're like how long did it fucking take you to realize that? Like how many times was he freaking Charlie horsing people? Where you're like, you know what? That's kind of weird. What, dude? That's so stupid. It's like, dude, right away you can't pick it up. Like, dude, obviously this guy, and plus he's older than everybody doing that. You're like, dude, what's wrong with this guy? So you know what I mean?
Dude, this guy had like fucking wrinkles, and he had like this huge fucking. He always wear these shorts with this hair just sticking out. He looked like a fucking. I don't know, man. Like this guy was huge too, bro. You don't want to get Charlie horse. This guy, man, he's big in real life, bro.
Yeah, and especially if the guy's like drunk and then doesn't even care, dude. That's just like a fucking psycho.
I've walked this guy home drunk before, I think, one time or something like that. He tried Charlie horsing me a lot, and I just kept like moving out of the way. I didn't want to hit him though, because like this guy was so fucking shit faced. It would have been sad.
That's
Like-
so
like,
weird though.
literally,
Like,
he's
yeah,
like-
like, dude, there's obviously something completely wrong with him. Especially if you guys are telling him not to do it, and then he doesn't even care. You're like, doesn't get it.
And one time I got mad at him for trying to Charlie horse me. He's kind of like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to." I'm like, is this guy fucking serious, bro? He's being sarcastic. I'm not allowed to. I'm like, what, you a fucking chick, bro? We're not a fucking relationship, bro. I don't know you. I don't have to fucking chill with you or hang out with you. You're lucky you even have fucking friends. And you're gonna fucking Charlie horse people you knew for like 2 days, like literally 2 days into meeting a person. I'm gonna Charlie horse you. Like, come on, bro.
Dude, hold
would
on.
say, like,
If he sound
"Oh,
if
Charlie." horseshit.
Dude, if he sounds like that, dude, and what, dude? Of course, the guy's freaking. You know what I mean? He's crazed in the head. Jesus. So, but
It was
you guys
surreal.
are crazy hanging out with him too. Just like he's like fucking doing this pregnant women and shit. You guys are like all drunk, laughing about it. Probably.
I swore.
He probably loved
You
it.
know
You
what I
guys,
did that
dude. You
night?
guys were
I swore.
definitely, dude. You scumbags were definitely like laughing about it too while he was doing it.
That's not the worst though. The worst is in Wuhan, but I'll get there if you want. But I've hung out with some weird foreigners, bro. Dude, I remember one night in a bar in Wuhan. There was this Scottish guy. Like I was the he like there was this old ass dude. He looked old, bro. Like at least in his late 60s. But he somehow, I think he was, no, no, I don't know. He looked very, very old. But somehow he was moving around, you know, like it was, I don't know. Like I just didn't expect someone that old to have that kind of energy. I don't know. But this guy is drinking, bro, and he's always ordering like these fucking like expensive ass scotches, and he's like sometimes he's chugging the entire glass, sometimes half of it, bro. And this guy's going. I thought he was doing it to show off, because some foreigners like to show off. I'm in China, I'm gonna get super. I used to do it too. So to be fair, you know, like when you're out there, you want to have as much fun as possible. But anyway, this guy, I never as drunk as I ever got. This guy, dude, he would take these big ass whiskey glasses and he would just chug them. He would down them half or whole sometimes. And this went on literally from like 8 o'clock at night until 3 o'clock in the morning. Like at 3:30 a.m., we're still like hanging outside the bar. The bar hasn't closed yet. There's lots of people there. Everyone's shit faced drunk. We're all having a good time. Almost all foreigners, literally. And we're all just standing out there, outside by the street, the little street there. And this fucking guy comes out, and he's so fucked up. And he's trying to hit on the girls. He's going, like he sounded like that, bro. I'm kind of exaggerating. I can't do his voice, but he would end every sentence going, dude. He sounded like a mule that's like ready to get fucking axed, bro. Like, all right, man.
Dude, he
he had his
sounds
leg
like a
across the
fucking
desert, bro.
bad guy from like in some anime, freaking cartoon or something.
No, I'm kind of exaggerating for effect. It was in reality, it was kind of like something along the lines of that. It's hard for me to mimic laughs, you know, but like something along the lines of that. And I remember I met some of the people I would hang out there for a while. I met them, and we would go out together in the same group. I had a group of friends, and we were there, and we saw him. He tried to hit on two of the girls we were with. And they were also cool though, man. I mean, like they went along with it. We actually thought about getting him weed, and we thought about getting him shrooms. I had the idea. I'm like, dude, what happened? Whatever happened, this guy tried shrooms, because I saw him to his max, and at the time I would always drink and smoke to my max. So I'm just like, let's put this guy to his max, bro. I wonder if he could do shrooms.
Mm-hmm.
But then we kind of thought about it. We're like, nah, we're not. But dude, because we were gonna ask the girls to kind of pretend to flirt with him and offer him shrooms, and then have him try the shrooms and see how high he goes. We predicted he was gonna wake up in the plaza in his underwear come like fucking 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh my god, that was funny. I'm sorry, so it might not sound funny to you like hearing it, but the kind of vibe it was at the time made that funny. But we never would have done shit like that, man. That was obviously, we didn't even have shrooms. I think we were supposed to get, but the guy couldn't come or something like that. Hello?
Yeah. No. I'm listening, man. I'm waiting for more crazy stories or continuations or
The
anything.
memory literally just poured
Yeah.
out. That literally all just poured out of me, bro. Wow. Sorry, man. Sorry I was going too fast. But yeah. Anyway, that Scott. I've never seen anyone drink whiskey like that, bro. I think that guy might be dead, bro.
Yeah, probably crazy alcoholic or something. Either that or he had like methamphetamines or like cocaine or something. Because you said he had a
I
bunch of
have no
energy,
idea.
right? If he's drinking that much and not getting drunk at all, he's probably doing blow or freaking smoking meth or taking speed. Or, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell?
Then, then maybe that wouldn't have been a bad idea. That probably wouldn't have been a bad idea then to fucking give him shrooms. I don't know. But anyway, man, I don't know. Like I'll just continue on about China. So I mean, like I'm just gonna basically summarize it then. But I got last I was at, I went to fucking China. I went to I left my job. I traveled China, and the same thing happened to me. I was gonna go from the south of China all the way down to Indonesia. That was my travel plan. But at Laos, I ran out of money, and I ended up taking a teaching job in Laos. And I worked in that teaching job for a month and a half. And a girl I knew from Beijing invited me to live with her in another city. And we were kind of going out already in Beijing, but I kind of just suddenly left. But she had been in contact with me, and she even came to visit me in Laos. I'll go into more detail about her because she would become my girlfriend. I don't know if you remember, but I used to drone on about a Thai girl like 10 years ago. Steve would remember, but that was her. And when we get to the girls, girls, girls episode, I'll go into detail about all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I lived with her in a city called Dalian, and I lived there for a couple months. I stayed there till November 2010 of that year, and then we split up. And we were still like long distance relationship or whatever, but like anyway, I'll get into that in another episode. But I spent all of 2011. In 2011 I went back to New York, and I re-enrolled in school again, and I was trying to get that done, but I didn't want to stay there. I still wanted to go back to Asia, so I ended up transferring to an online program, and I went back to fucking Asia in 2011 that year, September. And I stayed in China from 2011 and went back to and left Wuhan in 2014. So some of the Chad story, for example, and the old guy story, that's in between all that. And I'll talk about those years if you want, because 2011 and 2014 are the funnest years I've had in China ever. I have had so much fun. Like I enjoyed it. I loved it, and I'll be happy to talk about it if you want to ask a question about that first. But I want to summarize everything. Then, but we'll get into it. But in 2014, for personal reasons, I left Wuhan. I tried to go to Taiwan and see if I could find a job there, but I just didn't work out. It fell through, and I ended up going back to New York in November 2014. I went back to Wuhan again in 2015. And in 2015, I met my wife. And in 2017, I brought her back to New York, and then I went to Austin in 2017. So I've been here since. That's like the brief summation of what had happened to me. Now, anything details in the middle, I'll definitely be able to happy to go over and talk about. There's lots of funny, fucking crazy stories, bro. So I'll talk about all the stories in the middle, but I'd at least like to sum up once and for all, like what happened to me. Hello?
Yeah. No, I'm listening, dude.
So, I mean, that's my summary. Do you have
Right.
like any questions, or do your viewers have any questions?
Uh, I don't know. Let's see if anybody has a question. They could write anything down and we could ask. Other than that, I'm thinking let's do another 20 minutes. That'll take us to an hour and a half. It'll take me to about 10:35, something like that. And I think that'll be it for the episode today because I'm getting really tired. I gotta wake up super early tomorrow for work. But we could do, like I said, I'm down to like 20 minutes. So we could do like small stories, anything, you know what I mean? Or
Mhm.
like a bit, or like one big story, anything like that, or like anything, whatever you think.
Well, the girls, girls, girls episode is going to contain a lot of those fun years
Okay.
and the years I knew my wife. So a lot of that occurs in that time frame.
Hmm.
But it's better I kind of sum this up now so that you kind of know, like, and I can always go over it, of course. I mean, I swore I tell everything. I want to put this behind me. You know what I mean? So I'm down to tell all. But I was gonna say too. So we can just talk about stories in there and in that time, but it's in that a lot of the exciting stuff is within that time frame.
Hmm.
And I can just go over some things too. I can go over you know what I can do, since this is technically a China thing. I can go over some interesting things about China if you want to know a few things.
Sure. Let's talk about like let's something like this. Like what about the subways and stuff like that? How's like the system there? Or like
The
pub
subways,
just in general, public transportation. How does it run? Is it like smooth running? Is it good? Is it bad? I saw some crazy videos of people like getting squeezed into freaking buses and trains, they have like people like I don't know, but maybe that might have been Japan actually. I think they're like they have people like pushing you inside and stuff.
Like it's real. The first 4 months I lived in China, I was in Beijing, and Beijing was one of the worst examples I'd ever seen of fucking population overcrowding. There are just people everywhere. There's just malls and subways and fucking air parks filled with people. There's fucking cars everywhere. There's a lot of traffic. There's people in motorbikes and the driving, bro. I don't understand how the driving is so bad. Like every single traffic law is fucking violated. It doesn't seem like anyone one really like stops for, I don't know, like with China, one of the funniest things that I used to remember about China was when new foreigners ever came, could tell that they never been to China first. Because in China, the weird thing is about it is like if you just walk on the streets, they'll at least stop for you. You know what I mean? Like the traffic might be bad, but they know when to stop, and they'll stop for you, and you kind of just keep going, and like it feels like they're zooming past you, but they're not really gonna hit you. You just keep going. And I was scared to cross the streets, man, because I was walking. It's like, doom, 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 doom. They're passing people. I'm just like, what the fuck, man? And everyone kept going. I kept following the person closest to me. But dude, for public transportation, it's convenient because there's so many taxis everywhere, and taxis are dirt cheap. Like you do not have to drive in China. Like taxis are so cheap, and you don't have to tip them. So like literally, you just pay the cost of a cab is like nothing. And it's so convenient too, man. Especially when you're drinking, or especially when like you want to get home fast or something like that. It was just, dude, I would take a taxi to go everywhere in China.
How about like let's say in the public transportation, like do they have like subway bums like we do? Are there any
No,
bums, or
no,
they kill
not at
their
all.
bums? Do they kill their bums? Or
I don't know what happens
is
to
it
them.
illegal to be a bum out there?
I've seen bums, but you find them. You know what? You know what? That's the weird part. Around the first time I got there were like lots of bums. Well, not really lots, but some. But then the years that went by in China, I just start to see less and less and less and less of them. But they don't go inside the subways. The subways are the cleanest parts about it. Like they're really fucking clean. And when you go down to the subway, it's not like New York where you could see the dirty train tracks and the rest. They're like this big glass covering it, and on the top of it, it lists all the stops. And then once the trains, which are high speed, come through, they stop at the exact precision of the door. They fucking open, and it like opens automatically. And inside, it feels more 21st century in especially in major cities for China for the public transport for the subways than it does in New York, man. I remember thinking big difference, bro. Like it's clean there, nobody fights there. Like there's like I don't know. I've never seen a subway fight in any of the time I've been in China. It's just like non-existent. It happens. I've seen YouTube videos of it, of course, but like it's not a thing. Like nobody. I just don't. They're just not there.
And how is it? Is there like a certain etiquette getting on the train? I heard that they don't have like because there's so many people, they like just rush in and they squeeze into like the places. Nobody waits for anybody, nobody holds the door because it's like there's so many people, like you can't even do it basically. Like if you were just standing there waiting for everybody to get out, there'd be like a line down the block or something like that. You know how like we move to the side of the train, let people get out? I heard for them it's just like a mad dash, but I don't know if that's true.
It is. All of it's true. Like I remember I used to take the Beijing subway to go to work when I lived there. And I just remember being so frustrated every morning because I was fucking tired, and there were just people coming out, and there's no etiquette whatsoever. It's literally first come, first serve. Just get in there and get a seat or the most convenient spot as soon as possible. And they all rush right in. They all start pushing. Dude, I remember feeling bad where everyone was pushing, and there's this little old guy in the middle going, oh, like that, and he can't move because there's so many people just trying to get in around him.
Oh my god! So what the hell? What did they just like squeezed him? It's like basically like how they have it in concerts where like people die because of like the crowd just squeezes them together. Like there's so much body pressure on somebody. That guy was like that guy was dying basically.
That happened to me on a bus. That actually happened to me on Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is the one time of the year you do not want to travel China, and I know this because I traveled on Chinese New Year. every Chinese New Year for Chinese New Year, everybody gets off like 10 to 14 days. So that's the one time of the year where everybody in the major cities goes back to their hometowns to see their families. So the trains and the buses and the cars and the roads all just fill up with millions of these people, man. There's like an army, man. It's fucking everywhere.
So
I
does
remember trying
everybody
to
like
go.
partying and getting drunk for those 2 weeks?
It depends. Like, it's more of a think of it as a very long Thanksgiving. It's
Mm.
kind of like if no one works between Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Oh, that's so fucking awesome, dude. That'd be so cool. Oh my god.
It's That's why some people want to travel China. We call it the Spring Festival. That's why some people want to travel China around that time. Everyone's got free time, but it's kind of like people choose that to spend with their families or other people. I was in fucking Xi'an, the historical city where the terracotta warriors are from New Year's, Chinese New Year's. I had a great time. The good thing is that if you can get past the public transportation, you're done. Because in the major cities, most of the people leave, so it's not crowded, and you can kind of enjoy it.
And what about like the stores and everything else is open, or like what is it like? Just like corporations close up, like I mean more like I guess like 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 in I guess what like stores stay open, but like all like the law firms, like just like random crap like that closes, right?
Well,
But the stores are still open and stuff.
well, for the proper New Year,
Hmm.
everything's closed. Actually, that's not true. I remember some of my friends said in China that everything was closed, but that was Wuhan, and Wuhan has never been a major city. I don't know why. Maybe because tourists go to Xi'an, but I know I've heard from people in other cities who spent New Year's, because I would travel most of my Chinese New Year's. But they who stayed there said that there's no people. Like I had two friends that stayed for the Spring Festival in Wuhan, and they said there was nothing to do. So I don't know. But when I went to Xi'an, and it wasn't even really crowded too, but I mean, I went with a friend to a youth hostel actually. It was a cool one too because they had like this bar. It's really cool looking bar where there was like two floors of it. It looked old schoolish and shit, and like everyone was just drinking and chilling. It was fun, but it seemed like it was popping over there, or at least there was some economy. Just it wasn't overcrowded because I got to do a lot of things there.
At what time is Chinese New Year? It's like in February, right?
They go by the lunar year, and since it's not set, it can be late January, it can be anytime in February. Usually in the realm of late January, mid February.
Hmm.
That's the ballpark of it.
Yeah, I see over here they like walk around to the stores with like this dragon or something, and they do some dragon ritual.
It's like a fad tour because now there's a lot more Chinese tourists everywhere, and they travel in their own country. So there's a tourism industry booming in China for locals there too. Then and Chinese people they want to see the dragon. It's
Hmm.
cute, but like it doesn't hold the same religious importance it used to in ancient China.
Right, that makes
But yeah,
sense.
you see people waving the dragon because they know the kids will want a picture in front of it. Mom and Daddy take the picture. The little boy touches the dragon. What a good Han Chinese boy you are. Like, nah, bro. I was never into. I hated that when my company, because what would happen is that before the Chinese New Year, they would have like a company party, and dude, working for Chinese schools, they make you do things like go to the mall and market for the company, or you have to attend their dinner parties and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm not here like for
Right.
that. Like, I want to see China. I want to make friends elsewhere. I don't like to make friends with people I work with. Always had a thing about that. You know,
It's a good rule to have. You know what I mean?
only well, it's hard not to because you spend so much time with them, but at the same time, it's always like I gotta watch out for what I say, and
Yeah.
workmates have actually gotten me in big fucking trouble before. Like that's another. When I get to the details, I guess I'll tell you that. But dude, my workmates in Taiyuan hated me. Oh my god, Taiyuan was the worst year of my life. I should probably tell you. Well, you're too tired, but I should have told you earlier. But dude, I was in Taiyuan. I was in a fight like 4 times.
Jesus. Wait.
Almost.
This is not with the workmates though, right? This is like just regular fights, like bar
They
fights.
were workmates. They were
Oh.
workmates, bro. It's fucking weird, bro. Like they were these two. Fuck these guys. Should I use their names? Should I really use these motherfuckers? Yeah, fuck these fucking scumbags. Their names were Alex and Tim from Australia, and they were fucking assholes, bro. They would call him Tim One and him me Tim Two and giggle about it. I'm like, fuck you. Like they're trying to be like, I don't know, like no, they would try to fuck with me in like so many ways, in weird ways. This is a very weird crowd. Like when I got there, it was just them, but there were so few foreigners that they were like in a social group with like almost all the few foreigners that were there. And it turns out, I found out later that they were getting mad because so many, because it used to be like their group was like one of the only ones there, and then their friend, more foreigners started to move in, and it felt weird for them, so they would get mad. But that was largely alcohol, because we were all just getting too stupid drunk. But yeah, bro, I got into a fight with Alex once. I got into a fight with Tim Rule twice. Yeah, actually, the three fights I was in a fight with another one of their friends, and no, it was five altogether. No, six
Goddamn Australians.
in the 1 year, bro. And it wasn't just them; it was their whole group, man. That was like it was like the weirdest witch hunt,
Mm-hmm.
like fucking ever, bro. Like Taiwan was fucked. It was the worst experience of my fucking life, bro.
Yeah.
No, well, I wouldn't say the worst experience of my life. The first half of it. The thing is, this is like I worked at that school, and they made me. They said you can get a free apartment if you choose your roommates. I'm not choose your roommates. If you live with the roommates, like that, the two guys that we work with. I'm like, I mean, how bad can they be? So I got there, and it was fucking terrible, bro. It was weird. They would come home with like a bunch of their friends. They would get mad drunk and like throw fireworks and shit, or make all these stupid dick and fart jokes and flashy stuff. Like, in this one party, bro, they were kissing each other on the lips, and them and only their group. I'm like, ew.
Dude, what the hell?
I swear, like with that, like we love this group so much, they had to show the ultimate form of group love, and they just kissed each other.
Jesus
And I'm
Christ.
just standing there, like, what the fuck am I watching here?
Yeah, it's. Oh my god.
Oh my, I can't wait to get to Taiwan, man. I should have gotten to Taiwan. If I think about it, fuck.
No,
Because
that's it's gonna be, dude. It's gonna be even better because, dude, you're gonna resolve your audio issues, and we're gonna have a way better, you know what I mean, a way better quality podcast. Because the audio is like cutting, it's pausing. You'll see it once you re-listen to it. You'll see it. It keeps like pausing. I don't know how it's gonna sound on the. I'll listen to it back on like the feedback. Hopefully, it's not as bad as it sounds, but whatever. So yeah, that's what you got to do. You just got to figure out the audio issue, or go into like a different room, or we can do depending on, you know what I mean. We'll talk about it later. Schedule anything. Maybe they can suggest a modem or something. I have no idea. Because it's crazy, right? It's like, oh, you should like tell them, go like, dude, I'm doing a goddamn podcast. I can't even. My thing is cutting out. You know who you're dealing with, you scumbags. Like, I'm world famous. Look me up. Like, I need my video working. Now send me over your goddamn tech. I know you underpay him, but you send him over. And you fucking figure out the best, whatever the hell you can do to fix it.
damn, man. I'll see, because like I don't even I feel more comfortable talking about this shit at home, but like I mean, sometimes this audio is just really fucked.
Yeah. Like I said, it could probably be something as small as like just getting a better modem or router. You can look up your thing if it's that, or just something as simple as you do the line connection. You know what I mean? You connect the line straight into it, so that'll make it faster or better. Maybe that'll put it through. It'll make it good enough where like the video works, or like the audio isn't cutting out at least.
Yeah, all right. But yeah, thanks, man, for taking the time, by the way, to do this. Sorry about everything. It's just that it's hard for me to really find time to do this, man. I got like a lot on my plate, bro.
Oh, dude, same thing. You know what I mean, dude? I do this for the fucking love of it, and I'm happy to do it whenever. Even if we do it, you know what I mean, in the evenings at this time, it's totally cool.
All right. Hey, congratulations, by the way.
Oh, dude, thank you, man. Yeah, that was freaking.
I'm
That was
sorry. I know
insane.
I drone on a lot here. I sorry if I drone on so much. I don't get the chance to really like, congratulate you and thank you for things as a friend. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for having me on and doing this. And I'm sorry if I drone on. Please stop me if I ever drone on, man. Please.
No, hell no, dude. What are you kidding me? I love your stories.
But in any event, man, I really wish I could talk about Taiwan for another 30 minutes at least, bro. 'Cause it's fucked up. But I should have done that earlier, man. But we ended up talking about black holes and
Dude, that's awesome, man. Black holes, freaking. But what is a black hole? Is it just some dude tripping on ketamine in a K hole? You know what I mean? And then he fucking, I don't know. Could be. Well, regardless, man, we'll plan it out. And, dude, it was awesome. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, likewise, man. I had a great time.
Until next time.
All right, Joe. Until next time, buddy. Be good,
Thanks,
man.
man.
And we'll definitely schedule something, man. I gotta
Yeah,
finish
man.
the story. I think there's a lot more to tell, you know.
Later, dude.
All right, later, bro.